President Trump praising his third Supreme Court pick tonight during that rally as she completed the final round of grilling from senators here in D.C. But the left says jamming her through will cost the GOP at the ballot box. So let's debate that and the impact on the election with tonight's political panel. Fox News contributors Leslie Marshall and Katie Pavlich. Great to have you both with us.
Hi, Shannon.
Hey, Shannon.
Okay, so let me read this. Time magazine says facing re-election, Republican senators' political agendas shaped the Supreme Court hearing. They say as much as Barrett's potential shift in the balance of the court may fire up President Donald Trump's base, it burns just as hot among his critics. Katie, if she gets to that seat before Election Day, the left, which is already pretty motivated, is going to have another reason to show up.
They're pretty motivated if you aren't counting the enthusiasm gap that we've seen for Vice President Biden on the campaign trail. It's almost like they needed something like this to get people excited about voting for him, especially since he's really not answering that question of whether he would pack the court. But for Republicans, it would be a very serious problem if Republican senators and the president did not take up a nominee on the Supreme Court. You'll remember that Republicans picked up two additional seats in the Senate in 2018 on the Supreme Court issue. President Trump won on this issue in 2016 when he was running for president the first time around. Republicans historically vote for the Supreme Court as a core issue, a single issue voter issue for them on the right. So it does cut both ways, but I think that Republicans have the advantage on this topic.
Yeah, Leslie, we've talked about the exit polls many times in 2016, and I think it was somewhere around the 70% mark that voters who showed up and cast their ballots said that the Supreme Court was either the top or one of their top issues. But when we broke it down, they were pretty evenly split between Trump and Clinton voters. What do you think this time around?
Oh, I would disagree with Katie. Big surprise, right? On this one especially. I think this is actually going to help Democrats get out more. First of all, if we're saying there's a lack of enthusiasm, we are seeing record numbers of people voting, first off. Secondly, you already will have her seated and confirmed most likely, and you will have a 6-3 conservative majority. That's less incentive to get people out than those who are angry or concerned. Women, even women who are Republicans, majority of people who don't want to see Roe v. Wade overturned, and men as well who are concerned about that, and the next seat that becomes vacant, and the president that will be able to make that decision. Healthcare is another big issue. It's a top 3, as you know, in addition to the economy and the COVID pandemic and handling of that. Healthcare is right up there, both with Democrats and Republicans. And because of that, there is a concern about the Affordable Care Act being overturned and 20 million people losing their insurance. And the sick of those people with pre-existing conditions concerned that they won't be able to find insurance or affordable insurance in the private sector when they don't have an alternative from Republicans currently. So I think this is really going to get people on the left out more than the right, especially if she's confirmed and seated before the election.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll find out election night or shortly thereafter how people felt about this. I want to talk about the fact that NBC has added a town hall with the president tomorrow night. Former Vice President Biden is doing one with ABC. They were supposed to be debating each other, which most people seem to prefer, but separate town halls head to head. Yashar Ali tweets this. He says, I've heard from over a dozen NBC, MSNBC, and CNBC sources, talent and staff, and the frustration with and anger toward their employer for scheduling a town hall against Biden is palpable, Katie.
Okay, aren't they supposed to be neutral journalists over at NBC, MSNBC, and CNBC? You know, this is a result of the Biden campaign jumping on the fact that President Trump said he wasn't going to do a digital debate after the Presidential Debate Committee just made a unilateral decision to make the debate that was supposed to be a town hall digital. And the Biden campaign then said, okay, we're going to do this town hall with ABC. And now a week later, the Trump campaign has said, okay, well, we're going to do a town hall with NBC. It's not really up to, with all due respect, the employees. This is about a presidential election and the duty that journalistic outlets have to give the American people as much information as possible ahead of the election. I agree with you, Shannon, that I wish that they were debating each other in person in a town hall format. Unfortunately, the debate commission got rid of that without really asking anybody if they were okay with it. So unfortunately, this is what we have. But they have a duty as a journalistic outlet to give the American people a view of both of these candidates.
Yeah, and folks will have to decide which one they want to watch, maybe back and forth. I bet they have the exact same commercial breaks, so you got to make a choice which one you're going to watch. All right, Leslie and Katie, little DVR action too. Good to see you both.
Thanks, Shannon.